Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much, Kate, for your lovely introduction. So obviously everybody now knows I'm Alice. And yes, I run a kinesiology clinic, Kinesiologist, in Bella Vista in Northwest Sydney. And I actually work both online and face-to-face. So kinesiology is the science of muscle movement, but at its core, kinesiology is actually about bringing conscious awareness to unconscious patterns, and we actually do this on a mind, body, and spirit level, and we do this all at once. And so the spine, as we've been talking about, it's the structure of our body, it's the strength of our body, and the information superhighway of our body, and it's part of our nervous system. It affects our organs and has this synergistic control with our muscles and our nerves. So in kinesiology, we actually believe that all physical things come from an emotional base, and our body language actually represents in our spine and in our posture by using this information superhighway. So I thought what we might actually do firstly is, help you to sort of understand how this represents in your body. So we're going to have a look at your posture, because basically how you show up in your life will represent what's going on in your internal world. And so I'll show you a little bit about what this looks like. So we all know when someone is angry, right, they get really tight and stressed and tense and that. And if you actually think about how that impacts your spine, it actually makes everything tighten up. It makes the muscles around your spine tighten up. It actually makes the bones themselves jam together. And, this could obviously represent in a variety of ways. But we've got some other things in posturally that go on with our bodies. So then if we look at things like fearful, the fearful person, and I'll stand sideways, they will either lean forward a bit, ready to run, or lean back, right? And if you actually do either one of those movements, you'll actually feel the stress right up your back. You'll feel it through the rest of your body as well, but you will actually feel it right up your back. And so it's a pulling away from yourself energy, or it's a, like I said, getting ready to run. Let's think then about the sad and the defeated sort of person. They close in on themselves. And so when you think about that from your back perspective, you get this really rounded sort of back. And if you actually do that yourself, you're going to feel that pulling pretty much from the middle of your back all the way up. So, but when we have someone who is really comfortable, relaxed, open-hearted, that sort of stuff, they're just, it's easy, yeah? And then if you actually just in the chair that you're sitting in at the moment, just relax a little bit yourself and just open up your posture, you will actually feel the pressure come off your spine. And this stuff is really, really important for you to understand, because like I was saying, that internal world, what's going on for you in here and up here will represent here, and particularly in your spine, because it's that information superhighway. So when you come to see us as well, we actually look at the issues that you're having with your spine, if that's obviously why you've come to see us, because back is the new black. And then we look to the wisdom of nature and also Chinese medicine for how this pain or this stuck energy has represented in the physical structure of your body. So pain, pretty simply, is stuck energy, and emotions are energy in motion, emotion. So when emotions are stuck, they cause pain because the stuck emotion represents the stuck energy. And the more long-term that this energy is stuck represents really in how painful or permanent or physical that an issue is. So I thought we'd actually just have a bit of a look at a few common things that happen with the spine. We have this wonderful universal law, which is known as the doctrine of signatures. And we see this in many aspects of life, including your body. A really good analogy for this is actually to do with another therapy, which is called flower essence therapy. And there's a particular one called the bottle brush. Now, we all know what the bottle brush plant is, but the bottle brush flower as an essence is actually designed as a bottle brush internally. So that's a really good analogy for what I mean by doctrine of signatures. So, but we also see that within our body as well. So when we consider stiffness in your spine. So that quite simply talks about limitations and stuckness and fear. And if you actually think about that, then if you actually have a spinal issue, right, you are limited, you are stuck, and you are afraid to move in case it hurts. So we'll work down the spine. A stiff neck. Ask yourself, who is literally being a pain in the neck in your life? So are you feeling pressured to do something that you don't want to do? Are you thinking too much rather than feeling? Because the person that thinks too much will do this. They will lead with their head. And if you think about that, then that really causes a lot of pressure on the spine. Sometimes it's having difficulty making commitments because you don't know which way to turn. And then the cervical spine, which is not just your neck, but down to about here. This can be about direction. Are you actually heading in the direction that you want to go in life? So if you've got that internal conflict in those things, that's how it represents in your body. So let's move down a little bit to sort of this part of your spine. Scoliosis often occurs here, and scoliosis is a condition of protecting the heart. So it's about feeling unsafe to share your true emotions. And it can actually be about the constant self-criticism and feeling burdened in life. A person who's over-responsible, a perfectionist, and has deep internal anger and conflict. And this thoracic area of your spine, which is still that, down to about here. I should have brought my little acupuncture man home. That would have been easier. Okay, so that one is actually about matters of the heart and the lungs. Love, hurt, grief. And these people can get that quite kyphotic back, which is this, that real hunchback sort of thing. And if you actually think about a broken-hearted person, that is what they look like. They literally look like this because they're closing in, trying to protect themselves from any further hurt. The middle of your back. So this sort of part here, that's sort of the spinal nerves that come off there are about your gallbladder, your liver, your kidney, not your kidneys, sorry, your spleen and your stomach. How are you digesting information in your life? Are you strong in your core, in your values, in your beliefs? Are you living the life that you want to live, or are you handing your power over to other people? So when you do that, you create instability within you, which creates instability in your spine. And if you actually think about your spine, it is the stability of your body. Slip discs. A lot of people have this. Now, if we think about a slip disc, it represents being emotionally unsupported by not being physically supported, neglecting your needs, too much pressure, emotional blockages holding you back. Your sacrum. Your sacrum is about feeling, which is the bone at the bottom, is about feeling unsupported, unresolved family issues, holding on to anger and resentment from your childhood. And coccyx, we had some talk about coccyx before. Now, this is the very tip of your spine. And if it's out of balance, you're out of balance. And it can be about, blaming others, not focusing on things that aren't fair, being quite negative and fearful at your core. So when we have a look at all of these things, I'm actually just going to move into the tips to help with, how you can help yourself, basically. Firstly, get in your car. Next time you drive your car, put your head on your headrest and adjust your mirror. So we're very good at doing this posture where we close in on ourselves, and we do it in the car too. So if you adjust your mirror, every time you need to use your mirror, it will remind you to actually correct your posture and open it up. So that's a really physical tip to help you with your posture and straighten things out for yourself. But secondly, now that you know about your body language and what it means, my challenge to you is to notice your body language when you're feeling aches and pains and tension and discomfort in your spine and in your body in general. And ask yourself, how is your posture representing your emotional state? And then what's this telling you? What do you need to resolve? Why are you feeling that way? Why is the stress there? And most importantly, what are you going to do differently? So we always say your body keeps the score, or your body is talking to you. And it's up to you to be able to understand what it's trying to tell you. And that is what we're really good at helping you with. So thank you very much.